Alright, just like I predicted, the next cover card of the next main booster is a 5Ds base. And yes, what you see right now is clearly a new Stardust card, which I kind of expected, but based on the name I was expecting more Red Dragon Archfiend. And just like every other booster, when they reveal the cover card, the support cards for the archetype also goes with it, so this time it's going to be the Stardust archetype. And like the last one, we only got the image and the actual effect, but not the actual card sample. But whatever, let's begin. We of course start off with the main deck monsters, with our first card being Wish Converging Dragon. Level 1 Light Dragon Tuner with 0 attack and 0 defense. And its effect is, this card can only be special summoned once per turn, and cannot be used as synchro material other than for a Majestic monster. So Majestics gain more support. Alright. And its main effect is, this card's name becomes Majestic Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. Good, at least now we don't have vanilla Majestic Dragon. And also our alternative, because this one has a second effect where, when you draw this card, reveal it, special summon this card from your hand. Then if you control a level 8 or higher Dragon Synchro monster, you can special summon one level 1 dragon from your deck. Which will of course make total of level 10, and create the Majestic Synchro Dragons. So overall, I kind of like this card. It actually gives the symbolism of drawing a miracle, unlike the original. Next, Stardust Syncron. Level 4 Light Machine Tuner with 15 attack, 1000 defense. Kind of unexpected that it's machine, but okay. And its effect is, if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can tribute one monster and you can special summon this card. But banish it when it leaves the field, and during this turn that you use this effect, you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck except for Synchros. It's a level 4 tuner, so it will have some combo potential right there. And its second effect, if this card is normal or special summon, you can add one spell or trap that has Stardust Dragon in its text from your deck to your hand. And each effect of this card's name can only be used once per turn. So first effect has combo potential, and the second effect, letting you search any Stardust Dragon support card, is definitely really good, especially with the new cards that actually help out with the Majestic cards. Next, Stardust Trail. Level 4 Light Dragon, 500 attack, 2000 defense, and its effect is, if this card is your hand or graveyard, and a monster you control is tributed, you can special summon this card from hand, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can use this effect to combo with Stardust Syncron and then give you a level 8 right there, so that's okay, but there's really no other combos that you can really do with it. But luckily it has a second effect, which is pretty decent. If a Warrior Synchron or Stardust Synchro monster is synchro summoned using this card as a material, you can special summon one Stardust token, Dragon Light level 1, 0 attack and defense. And each effect of this card's name can only be used once per turn. So first effect is okay to combo off with some stuff, but the second effect can extend your plays, especially the token that it summons as level 1, that's pretty helpful. And now to our only card in the extra deck, which is also the cover card, Shooting Majestic Star Dragon. Yes, a fusion between Majestic and Shooting Star. Level 11, Wind Dragon Synchro with 4000 attack and 33 defense, requires one Majestic Dragon, and one or more non-tuners that also includes a Dragon Synchro monster. Thank you for making this card easier to summon than Majestic Star Dragon. Must first be Synchro summoned, and its effect is, once per turn, you can negate the effects of one effect monster your opponent controls. This obviously came from Majestic Star, and its second effect is, for each Stardust Dragon or Synchro monster that has Stardust Dragon in its text in your graveyard, this card can make one additional attack during each battle phase. Considering that it's very likely that you're going to synchro summon this card with Stardust Dragon, you're going to have at least 2 attacks, but with the amount of tribute effects, you could actually gain more attacks. Which of course this effect really comes from Shooting Star Dragon. And its third effect is, once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can banish this card. If you do, negate the activation. If you do, banish that card, and then during the end phase, special summon this card back to the field. Also from Shooting Star Dragon. So overall, not super amazing. Looks awesome though. The free monster negation once per turn is pretty nice, but too bad it's not a quick effect. But 4000 beater that could get multiple attacks? Sign me up. And its third effect is pretty much trademark Stardust, sacrificing itself to protect everyone else. But overall, I like it. Now on to the spells. Our first card is a continuous spell, Arriving Miracle. Its first effect is, when this card resolves, you can place one level 1 dragon monster from your hand or deck to the top. And second effect, Stardust Dragon and Synchro monsters that have Stardust Dragon on their text on the field cannot be returned to the extra deck. This is obviously meant to prevent Majestic Star Dragon from returning from the extra deck. Third effect, If a Synchro monster is Synchro Summon, apply one of these effects. You can now apply the same effect of this card for the rest of the turn. Draw a card, or Special Summon one tuner from your hand. The draw card is obviously meant for the new Wish Converging Dragon, and the Special Summon tuner is obviously to extend your plays. So overall, a very good card. Now my only problem with this card is the second part of its effect, where it has to be Stardust Dragon cards. Did they forget that Red Dragon Archfiend has a Majestic form as well? I'm just saying. Next, Stardust Illuminate. It's a normal spell and its effect is: send one Stardust monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you control Stardust Dragon or a Synchro monster that has Stardust Dragon's text, Special Summon that monster instead. And its second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Stardust Dragon monster you control, increase or decrease its level by 1 until the end of the turn. Each effect of this card's name can only be used once per turn. This is an obvious 3 of. The first part of its effect extends your plays essentially, and the second part of its effect actually helps you summon your evolved Stardust Dragons much easier. So of course, an obvious 3 of. Next, Majestic Absorption. It's a normal spell, and you can only activate one of these per turn. Its effect is: target one Stardust Dragon or one Synchro monster that has Stardust Dragon's text, and activate one of these effects. Equip one face-up monster your opponent controls to the target. Non-destruction removal. Nice. That target can attack your opponent directly this turn. Multi-attack Evolved Stardust is a thing, so 2 4,000 attacks is quite devastating. Or you could use its third effect, where each time that target destroys a monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. Yeah, you have no reason not to run this card. Gives your Stardust Dragon monsters some offensive options, and also non-destruction removal. And finally, to our final card, which is a continuous trap, Majestic Mirage. Its effect is: if a face-up Stardust Dragon or a Synchro monster that has Stardust Dragon's text you control leaves the field by its own effect, or to activate its own effect, apply one of these effects. Special Summon one of those monsters, banish one monster your opponent controls or in the graveyard, or all damage you take this turn is half. You cannot use the same effect of this card during the same turn. Considering that Stardust's playstyle is to remove itself on the field to protect your other monsters, it's very likely that sometimes you will have an empty field because of their effects. So this card being able to bring back one of those monsters is actually quite helpful, or banishing one of their monsters to make them lose one extra attack or halving the damage is quite helpful. Especially when you could actually use all 3 effects in the same turn as long as you tribute multiple Stardust Dragons, but it's very likely that it's only average 1 per turn. But I would consider this at least a 1 or 2 of, just for some protective effects. So that's it for this archetype. What do you guys think of it? I think the Stardust archetype just looks amazing, and in fact it's actually my favorite protagonist ace monster design. And the fusion between Majestic and Shooting Star just looks amazing. And I'm finally glad that Stardust Dragons gain more attention as an archetype, because they really lack cards in comparison to the Red Dragon Archfiend cards, which is also with Resonators. And yes, I know that Stardust is technically part of the Syncron archetype. And speaking of which, do you guys think there's gonna be a Majestic Red Nova Dragon? I really hope we do, because Stardust and Red Dragon Archfiends are technically rivals. So if Stardust Dragon has that form, Red Dragon Archfiend should also have that form. And with this cover card being revealed to be a 5D Space Booster set, the only series cover cards that they haven't covered yet during the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's era is Vrains, which will be my bet for the next cover card. But in that, have a nice day.